Welcome to Bradford Cathedral, the oldest building still in use in the city of Bradford. You're welcome here at any time, but particularly at this time of year, Christians around the world begin to move in Holy Week towards remembering the death and resurrection of Jesus. Here at the cathedral, we'll do the same, starting on Palm Sunday, when we remember Jesus' triumphant entry into the city of Jerusalem, a city where we still see so much turmoil today. Jesus arrived not in great triumph as we might imagine, but on a donkey. But as people saw him arriving, they began to strew his way with palm leaves, with cloaks, with all sorts of things to say, "Here comes the King." As we move through this week, we remember some of the most significant events for Christians. We gather together at the Last Supper, the time when Jesus met with the friends who'd been with him for a period of years, and they broke bread together. They shared a meal together that reminded them that God was always with them, and that even when things seemed difficult, when they seemed trapped or enslaved, God would bring freedom. We remember that on a day which is now known as Maundy Thursday. And here in the cathedral, we'll gather to worship together. And part of our worship will indeed be the breaking of bread, the remembering of that meal. But also we'll remember a very significant part of that meal, a time when Jesus took up a towel, a bowl of water, and washed his disciples' feet. A moment when he modeled to them what it was to be a servant leader, to be a leader who led in humility. And for us, it's a great time to think about, particularly those of us who are in leadership, about how do we lead the people we're called to serve. We move from Maundy Thursday to what is called Good Friday. Quite a paradoxical term, because this is the day when we remember the fact that Jesus went to the cross and was crucified. For Christians, the cross, whilst a tool of execution, it is also a symbol of great triumph. Amazingly, and despite its horrors, we worship at the cross. At the cross, Christians believe we see God's love and the beauty and depth of God's love in painful detail. Here at the cathedral, we will spend a number of hours meditating quietly as we reflect on all it meant for Jesus to suffer and to die. All that sense of hopelessness, the sense of things having been defeated, the sense of lostness, of isolation. We then spend a day of quiet on Holy Saturday, another day to reflect and prepare and wait. Wait in hope, knowing what is to come on Sunday. And then after the day of silence, we gather here to celebrate Resurrection Sunday, Easter Day, when new life explodes out of death, when hope is once again reborn. This is the most significant week in the Christian year, a week which goes from triumph to apparent disaster and back into triumph. But not triumph as many would see it, the triumph of one who goes from death to life, who says to all people at all times in history, there is always hope. You'd be very welcome to come and discover that here at Bradford Cathedral during Holy Week this year. So I'm now standing at the west end of the cathedral, and here I'm stood with a cross which is made from our Christmas tree, from one of the other significant festivals of the church. A cross which reminds us that Jesus, born as a baby, would eventually die on a cross. Two very significant events in the calendar of the Christian church. Of course, you'll find the complete list of services and events on our website, but if you want to begin to get some things in your mind, do come and join us on Palm Sunday. We have our regular services in the morning, but also the chance to come and sing Stainer's Crucifixion, beginning at 2 with the rehearsal and then the performance at 5 o'clock. On Maundy Thursday, on Thursday the 6th of April, come for the Liturgy of Maundy Thursday, which will be a choral Eucharist with the washing of feet and the stripping of the altars. That begins at 7 o'clock. Then on Good Friday, we have the Good Friday devotions looking at the preaching, the cross, and then the Liturgy of Good Friday, beginning at noon and finishing at 3 o'clock. Then on Holy Saturday, on that silent Saturday, come and enjoy Messy Easter at 1 o'clock. We'd love it if you booked your place online. And then at 7 o'clock, the Easter Liturgy, a Eucharist followed by a vigil in the Holy Spirit Chapel, the opportunity to renew your baptism vows. And finally, on Resurrection Sunday, on Easter Day, come and join us at 8 o'clock, at 10:30 or at 3:30 as the Bishop of Leeds, the Right Reverend Nick Baines, comes and joins us. As we always say, you're really welcome to any of the events that are available online on our website. So just click on one of the links. We'd love to see you with us over this Holy Week.